and Derby County are relegated to League One. The season saw them clear their financial debt, but it was not enough with the points deduction for manager Herb the Nerd to keep Derby in the Championship, and he will be building a squad for the League One season. To alleviate the financial pressure on Derby County, the new chairman sold off the training facilities. The Derby training facilities have been downgraded to the lowest level for this new season, but that did provide a decent transfer kitty, which will be at manager Herb the Nerd's disposal to build his League One team for hopefully bouncing back to the Championship. This will be the first season that Herb the Nerd has full control over transfers, scouting, and his backroom staff, as the administration has been lifted. So we are lucky enough to get a behind the scenes look at the planning process that goes into the Moneyball approach. So what are we looking at in League One? Develop players using the youth system. We're going to have to we've got rid of most of the youth system. We've got under 18s only. Under 23s are gone. So we're going to have to try and do this, but quite sneakily. Sign players under the age of 23 for the first team. Do not say we can stick with those. That's fine. Sign players for profit. That's easy. Like their vision actually aligns pretty well with our Moneyball principle, bar the youth system piece. But we can do something with that. Reach the playoffs is our minimum. Our contract will then expire, which is bad. And then work towards repaying the club's financial damage, which is fine. And then win promotion at the end of the second season. I'd like to bounce straight back up. Not going to lie. But knowing that I need to get to playoffs, nice. We've got 6.4 million. We've got a decent transfer budget. So yeah, we got money to spend. We've got a fairly bloated squad. Looking at the contracts, we do a lot of the contract work. We try and minimize our normal wage expenditure on Moneyball contracts, put more of it into appearance fees. So bring this down as your base spend, pay him for appearances more, and then use goal bonuses, clean sheet bonuses, assist bonuses, team of the year bonuses, top scorer bonuses. What is this? The landmark ones. Use as many of these as possible to bring your normal wage down. But money shouldn't be too much of a problem. 6.4 million. And we get to clear out players. But there's a lot to get rid of. We're going to spend a lot of time, I think, in this contract screen. At the top end of the age bracket, we've got, Curtis Davis, Cullen Cousin Richards. We were talking about maybe keeping Stearman. Forsyth will likely go. Baldock will likely go. We might keep Shinnie. I quite like Shinnie. So we definitely got some oldies going there, and that's quite a bit of wage we'll be freeing up. Lawrence, I don't think is cut out. I know he's captain, but I saw nothing from him that made me want to stay. And then there'll be some players we'll look to keep. I think mainly Billick, Jizwick. I like Jizwick, but I'm up and down on him. Sibley, if we can. Was that it? There was one more. Was it Bird? It was Bird and Knight, wasn't it? And everyone else, I'm up and down on. Some of the youngsters maybe, but everyone else I'm pretty sure could go. The only problem is, if we sort by value, they're the most expensive players we got. I quite like Byrne as well, actually. I did say I'll try and keep him. But yeah, funnily enough, they're the most expensive players we got. They have all got relegation wage drops in there, you'll see. 20% wage drops, so that's pretty good. They're going to become cheaper. But it's going to be a pretty brutal cashing out season. Okay, so we should have a bit of time to do a little bit of scouting. Moneyball scouting is probably the most recognisable part of the Moneyball system. Herb's system splits that scouting into 3 sections: youth scouting, league scouting, and general data scouting. Each of these methods are the input funnel for the Moneyball scouting machine, which Herb will explain in his own words. So what we do with our Moneyball approach is just a big funnel. So we use this data point. So we go and scout we don't have a youth team. We go and scout all the youth every year. Like at the beginning of the season, I'll go and send my scouts to go and scout all the Premier League youth teams. Not all of them, like the 6 big clubs. So we just keep them up to date. That is one funnel in. We'll then do this twice a year, once at the end of the year, once at the December window. We'll bring in try lists who are free transfers at the end of each year, build try list teams, just try and build as much data. And what we do with this is just take as many people in the funnel, and then we pass them through our scouts. So we don't just buy on data. We look at the use data, try and find players. Like this guy would be a good example, actually. This Gomez guy from Sparta Rotterdam. Okay, we found him via the data. We're still going to go and scout him. We're not going to buy him just based straight off that. We'll scout him. If he comes back with a decent scout report, we'll then scout him fully, which brings him into the next pile. Once they get into this pile, if we think they're good and there'll be a future purchase for us, they go on a goalkeeper shortlist where we tick the little button saying, keep these reports up to date. That means we then watch that guy for a long time. And then we'll either try and buy him outright if we think we can afford him, or we'll wait for a contract to come up, or we'll do something. But essentially, the whole funnel is about filling shortlists, individual position shortlists, which are either the players I want to bring in, or if I sell someone, the next player I'm going to bring in. So rather than having them all at my club, we keep them in the shortlist up to date. And once they're in there, we'll leave them in there ticking over until they get a bad enough rating that we kick them out. So we don't buy just purely on this. It's just a way of, instead of sending my scout to go and scout all of Holland, I use the data to go to Holland and just scout Gomez. Don't scout the whole of Holland. I know who I want you to scout. Just going to scout that one player. Tell me how good he is. And if he's that good, we'll put him on a list. So you you stop the random nature so much of sending clubs out to do world knowledge and scouting of competitions and stuff. In theory. League scouting involves, funnily enough, scouting the leagues using the high-level data and league positions of clubs to look for bargains or players that are outperforming certain statistics. The starting point for Herb is always to look at the end of season who has been promoted and who has been relegated. There are always bargains to be found in relegated teams, so the best rated players or the players with the best average rating or necessarily the stats for those players will be taken and scouted by Herb's team. Conversely, he will use some of the detailed player stats within the leagues to look at XG and goal scorers as a very quick metric to find outperforming goal scorers across all of the leagues. Okay, I like looking at goals, but I prefer looking at expected goals because you can see how many goals they got from expected goals. So Michael Smith got 27 goals from 16 XG. Jesus. This is the one that Viking Dan waxed lyrical over, doesn't he? It's Southampton. League 2. Who's been repping it big time in League 2? Jake Scrimshaw. Who in League 2 got promoted? Oh. League, please. Thank you. Forest Green, Bristol Rovers, Salford and Swindon all coming up. Port Vale and Oldham going down. Right. Scrimshaw. Oh, he's up for... Oh, he's bad. He's got good work rate. He's a runner. Oh, we love a runner. We love a runner. All right, Jake. Pochettino at Watford is not good enough for Watford, but he might be good for us. I don't like him actually. He's at the top of the expected goals for League 2. And finally, we have the data scouting, the most Moneyball of all of them. The team is split into its composite units: goalkeeper, defensive unit, supporting unit, and attacking unit. For each of those units, a set of team KPIs are developed. These being usually metrics that can be divided over 90 minutes to give a fair playing field and are the key metrics, the key performance indicators for those roles. So for a defensive role, for a supporting role, or for an attacking role. Herb goes into some detail here on each of those sections and how he's pulling the KPI for the team. Essentially, your own team sets the benchmark, and when you then use the data scouting tool, the player search tool, you then use that benchmark to find players that are performing above your current team. This should give you or ensure that you are buying or looking at players that are performing to at least the level of your current team or better. So these are our player search screens with The KPIs that we marked up, so the it doesn't work as well for goalkeepers, but the ones that we've been looking at, so as metrics we can use to judge players that sit within this pool. And what that'll do is show us a load of players that we're not currently looking at. So we can use this. So we're using that huge data pool with a set of performance KPIs to then say, right, and this is what I needed my pad for. So I need to actually go through our team and look at how we performed and then change it from there. Right, so the rest of them are split into their tactical, what's this thing called? This thing. So not their position, what I was asking to do for the team. So where I was asking to be a more defensive player, more of a supporting player, or more of an attacking player. Because if you just do it for defenders, midfielders, and attackers, there's so many variations of them, you ain't got a clue. So like my wing backs, we pretty much were just asking them to cross and support the play rather than defend. So I don't really want to judge them too much on defending because I didn't ask them to do any defending. I asked them to cross and get chances and make passes and take the ball forward. So that's how we kind of pick these stats up for each of the units. So defensively, it might be our ball midfielders we'd look at in here, potentially, and our centre backs. So for supporting, we will be looking at. Let's do that first. We'll look at the wide defenders. Let's look at the wing backs, and then we'll look at the wingers. To get them all in the same thing, it's going to be a pain in the ass. And that rounds out the League One scouting pre-season section of this Moneyball save. If you have any questions around the methodology, please do pop them in the comments down below and we will get to each of them. If you want to have a chat live, come and check out the live stream or join the Discord and I can answer all questions in there. Filters are available to download down in the description of this video. If you have enjoyed, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the like button on this video to help it bump up the algorithm, as we will be back next time to look at the preseason purchases that all this scouting led to, and then ultimately how do we get on in the League One season. I'll see you back next time. Have a great day. Bye bye.